Good morning, welcome to the RH7 Soccer Show podcast. Your host here, Rowan Hendricks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you're having a stunning day wherever you find yourself in the world and you've had a great evening. Yeah, so we catch up a little bit on what's happening with the Euro 2020 qualifiers, where we have some matches that were played. Malta versus Spain, Spain winning 2-0. We look at Switzerland, Denmark having a draw, 3-3 there. Then the game that was played last week, where the Netherlands were beaten 3-2 by Germany. Portugal, Serbia, 1-1. Ronaldo going off with an injury there. We had Switzerland versus Denmark as well. That powerhouses played to a 3-3 draw. Then France versus Iceland, always a goal thriller there, and France coming out tops again with a 4-0 scoreline. And then we also had a shocker, a real shocker, I must say, in the sense of Kazakhstan beating Scotland 3-0. Wow, some great football being played there in the Euros qualifiers. Yeah, we also see Brazil playing some friendly matches, and as well as Argentina. And yeah, so what are some of the rumors out there that is going about concerning Real Madrid, Barcelona, people like Pogba speaking out, Eden Hazard speaking out. We also hear the next rumor is that Barcelona is after a certain Manchester United player, and we hear from the ESPN FC crew, where I get all my content and information from, and I'm very grateful for that. And we hear from them a little bit what is happening in the world of football.
Jules, it's with you that we start, because there are reports in Spain. The Madrid sports newspaper AS reporting that Real Madrid want rid of Gareth Bale. They've had enough.
Yeah, which doesn't really come as a surprise. We know how difficult relationship he's had with Zinedine Zidane in the past, and with Zidane returning to the club, that never sounded that good for Bale. However, his agent before said that he wanted to stay, that there was no problem with Zidane. Clearly, if as his writing is, because they've got obviously some sort of lead from the club, and again, it's no surprise. The big question really is, where will he go? That's the big question, because at his age and with the money he's on and the money Real Madrid will want to get for him, there are not many clubs who can afford him.
What clubs are we talking, Jules? This is the problem, isn't it? His wages is going to be a real issue if Real Madrid want to get rid.
Yeah, you're right, and especially for a player that's turned 30 as well, who has been a lot of the time injured, even in his time in Madrid, and has been on and off the field, despite some great moments as well, and has been really poor at other times. I think you have to look back at, coming back to England for him, obviously. I think the romantic story will be a return to Tottenham, which clearly they cannot afford, whatever way you're looking at it. Manchester United is clearly a club that could afford to sign Gareth Bale. Do they really want him at the club? Do they really need him as well? I'm not so sure. And then there's obviously, the issue with Paul Pogba. Could a swap between Bale and Pogba with some money somewhere going as well the other way be an option? That might be the best option right now, maybe.
Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's focus, shall we, on Gareth Bale. Page in the Catalan newspaper Mundo Deportivo, Rashford en la agenda. Could he be going to Barcelona in the summer? This is new, George. We haven't heard anything about anything to do with Rashford going to Barca. Where's this coming from?
I'm not really sure where it's coming from, because they're also saying that trying to sign him would be like trying to date a supermodel or Cindy Crawford, which basically is impossible, or at least for certain people. That he's still under contract with United. He's got 2 more years with a third year in option as well. So it's not like if he was free or about to be out of contract at United. And also, I think everyone knows how much he loves Manchester United, which he's been there since he was 7 years old. And how much he sees his future at the club as well. He's a key part of Solskjaer's team now, and at the club, and an asset that they really rely on for the future as well. So this one really looks like completely mission impossible if Barca were really serious about trying to make it.
International
It is
week.
International Week.
It's International Week where newspapers just make things up because they've nothing else to write.
And then we talk about it.
And then, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we have it. Some rumors going out there concerning Rashford, and yeah. Also, what we should remember is that something happened during the England, I think it's the England-Montenegro game, or the England versus Czech Republic, where Danny Rose was substituted, and all of a sudden some racist chants were made towards him. And also when after Ryan Sterling's goal for England, something Ryan Sterling didn't feel well about, and he celebrated in a certain way. So let's catch up with ESPN and hear what comments they had to say and about the Ronaldo injury.
What Cristiano Ronaldo had to say after that draw against Serbia and coming off early because of injury. I'm not worried about this injury. I know my body. I believe that in no more than 2 weeks I will be fine. Meanwhile, there's one story that's grabbing the headlines in the UK despite England's win. Sterling silenced the racists. This is after monkey chants were aimed towards Danny Rose when he was booked late on in the second half. You can see Raheem Sterling there responding to the fans. That's after he scored the 5th goal. Gareth Southgate coming out and saying, "I know what I heard." Raheem Sterling saying, "Best way to silence the haters, and yeah, I mean racists." Hashtag 2019. Shaka, of course, honorary president of Show Racists in the Red Card. Is that hashtag, isn't it? 2019. We kind of thought, maybe naively, this is all behind.
And I think UEFA have some responsibility to bear in that regard. When you think that less than 12 months ago, Russia were similarly found guilty of racist chanting, and their fine was some 25,000 euros. This, of course, was leading up to the World Cup. I just don't feel that the punishments have been anything near strong enough, and certainly don't serve as a deterrent. I also feel that UEFA has a responsibility to go a little bit further than just a monetary fine. Whether you close a part of the ground or whether you instruct these national associations to conduct some kind of educational exercise around their fan bases, that would make a step in the right direction. But a fine, and a paltry one at that, does nothing but, in my opinion, encourage this kind of behaviour.
But Gareth, quickly, this is the precedent that UEFA has set, hasn't it? When we've seen these incidents happen in the past, as Shaka said, most cases, more than often, it's a fine.
Well, I mean, it depends on the extent of the situation. I mean, I think Raheem Sterling, some of his words, what he said afterwards was very spot on. He's called for stadium bans. We've seen it happen with, most recently with Croatia. We've seen it elsewhere. This is something that works. It punishes the fans. It punishes the FA from that country. I think we will see action if this is proven and they follow through. If
they went to you, Shaq, and said, "What would you advise us to do?" What would you say with regards to punishment?
As I say, it would be a fine. I think they set a precedent with that 25,000 euros. I think it needs to be higher. I'll go a little bit higher.
Would you close the stadium?
I would. I would close the stadium, and I'd instruct that educational exercises have to be a part of the solution.
There you have it, the RH7 Soccer Show podcast this morning. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and those are the social media handles where you can find the RH7 Soccer Show. Also, don't forget, check out the website on www.rh7soccershow.co.za. Have a great day. Have a stunning day. Ciao.